Hello, good morning. I wanted to film a couple of things that I do, like a kind of like a routine that I've created that kind of helps me with my ADD. Um, because since I've been diagnosed, I've actually realized that it's something like real or like something tangible. And so I've been trying to, instead of like just doing everything right, I've been really starting to look at it as like for what it is, which is like a disability where I absolutely need some I haven't I don't feel as crazy anymore, but I also am aware that I have to do things very differently. Like not only like I'm just trying to be normal, but as in like I have to do certain things to be able to function. Because otherwise, I genuinely lose it. I just lose my mind. Um, and so one thing about it is like I've allowed myself. The first thing that really helped me like to improve or to like not improve like as a person, but just to improve when it comes to emotionally, when it comes to like having a disability, is to see for what it is, which is like facts that if I don't do certain things, I completely just crash down, and that's okay. Like I know it's always been, but now that I understand, it's like can I say it's like it's not because I'm not good enough. It's because I have a disability, right? And so that's the first thing. And so when I really was like, oh, like so that's why not only do I have more grace with myself in um letting myself be exhausted or letting myself take some time to do a certain things, but also I have grace in the ways that I also put up certain like rules for myself that I don't want to cross because I know what's on the other side. You because before I could think that, oh, but it's not that big of a deal, or like I would try to convince myself that I'll just be able to fix it later. But the fact is, I don't. Like, I have to do certain stuff the certain way so that I don't crash out. And um, yeah, so the first thing is like, I think like the first tip that I do is like how it all started really was I think with Duolingo, which is so stupid. But I've been able to have like a streak for 60 days, and that's like absolutely insane to me. Like that's insane. And I think it started because like after I came back from Colombia, like I wasn't really able to do anything because I was really like kind of down and depressed because it was everything was just really confusing. But then um my dad actually uses Duolingo, and he was like, oh, but you should do it together, like we can get a friend streak and whatever. And I was like, oh, whatever. And so I started, and I was and that was like, even if I didn't do anything the whole day, I had a streak, right? And I wanted to keep it because like my dad wanted me to. Like it wasn't a big thing really, but that all of a sudden, like after it had been like 5 or 6 days, I was like, wait, I've actually been able to do this small thing. And like, yeah, it takes literally like 5 minutes maybe out of my day, but that was like a win for me. And after that, like, I don't know, I was like, oh, but maybe then I should, start doing something else. Like, maybe I'm actually able to keep a habit if it's just small enough. And so that's like how it started. And then things kind of started to accumulate. And so I think that was the first thing. And then one thing that I've like been doing kind of for like a long time is to like make my bed, more or less. Like, and some people are like, oh, you have to make your bed like in the as soon as you wake up. Me, no. As long as the bed is made any time of the 24 hours, like as long as it's made, I've done it, you know. It doesn't have to be as soon as I wake up or even before I leave the house. It can be when I get home, or preferably not before I'm supposed to go to bed. But it's like if I just go into my room and I'm supposed to do something, I see, I just do it now. And that's also like one aspect of it. And now these days it's usually like in the mornings. Like I think that I'm almost make it after I like gone to the bedroom, gone to the bathroom, or maybe after I've eaten my breakfast. But like I make it before I leave the house now, which is like really good. And I know it seems so small, but like I genuinely like, the thing is, when you have, at least for me, it's like everything takes so much mental labor. Like it's not just something you do. Like it's not like I don't know how to explain it better, but it just takes so much mental focus and like intention and direction to do anything. Like for example, I have this pen here. Like not now, since I have it in the hand, I can just put it down. But if I had seen that, like you have to like do, for example, these things. I ordered these things, like these are like for the back of the earrings, and I think I packed up the package like 2 days ago. But and like I remember thinking like, oh, I should just put it in my box, which I also have. Like I have these boxes where it's just a hell of shit. Like I don't know where to put shit. It's just shit in there. So I was just like, I should just put it in my box. It never made itself to the box, but a win is a win because it made itself to the table. And so it's like, it's stuff like that. And that was like 2 days ago. And I think it took like a full day for it to even get into the correct room. Now it's in the box. But yeah, so it's like, I think people really need, well, not people. I think if you have this disability, right, you have to realize this for yourself, you know, to like be okay with who you are as a fucking human being. Because I don't know, at least for me, I always feel so I guess incomplete or broken, or I also have a terrible sense of self. So you know, it's a lot of things mixed in together. But I don't know, these are just a few things that I'm doing that's making it a lot better. And yeah, but what made me realize this was that I am only able to keep up with my routine if the things are in line. Like as soon as something becomes a little bit outside of my normal or my norm, it crashes out. It just crashes. So for example, and it's also like, I don't know, I think like a lot, for me it also like blends into the thing with like, I think it's also like it blends into the autism, my autism, because like I have like such a weird sense of like what's right or what's wrong. So for example, because I grew up in a certain, and I think it's both like as to how I grew up, but also how certain things that I learned growing up has now become um, like it all kind of just blends together. So for example, my mother never wanted to use the washing machine because she always thought that it was unnecessary because she could always wash by her hands. And so we had a washing machine growing up, no, like a dishwasher, but we literally like never used it. And if we did, it had to be full because otherwise it wasn't right, you know. And so that is something that I like have always, like, even now as an adult, like, I'm like, oh well, for me to put on the washing machine, it has to be full, because otherwise it's not right. And not like right in like a, oh it should be full, but like right in a like environmental way, like right in like, if it's not full, I'm wasting unnecessary water, and I don't want to waste unnecessary water. And so now it's like, now it's almost as if I'm going against my own principles if I put on the washing machine, if it's not, full. Like it's very like, and every, like almost everything in life is like that. So it's very like exhausting to um do stuff. Anyways, now these days I don't think about that. I don't think like that anymore, because I realize that I have to live a life where I can survive without going crazy. And so, for example, today or yesterday, I was so fucking tired. And one of the days that I like, or one of the things that I put up for myself that I know helps me to, not go crazy, is that um, I try my absolute best to not leave this kitchen area like messy before I go to bed. Or at the absolute minimum, I have to, like, if it is a bit messy, I clean it the day after. Like, it has to be clean, is what I'm saying. Because if it's not, that's really just how things start, just, to crumble. Also, like, stuff like you can see now, I have like a little bit of or you can't zoom like this, but I have a bit of clothes out that needs to go, because if it doesn't, it's gonna start accumulate. So my whole life basically at home is just me watching my habits like to the T, because I know if something starts falling apart, everything is like, it's, and the scary thing is like it goes so quickly, like within a week everything's a mess. I'm not even able to like cook for myself, because I'm just exhausted, because now I'm just thinking about having to clean up, and that's all I think about. Like, it's absolutely terrible. I need medication is what I'm saying, but until then this is what I do. um and so for yesterday I had a couple of dishes here, and I was like, I have to, like, not now I started again, but I was like, okay, so I have to put it up. But then the dishwasher wasn't full. And so I was saying, so I was just like, oh, well, like, I should probably, like, wait until it's full. And then I told myself, no, no. You load the dishwasher right now. You put away everything. You put away everything, and you fucking load it and you put it on, because that's, otherwise it's not gonna get done, and it's gonna get worse. And what else? I don't know. I feel like maybe all of these things are just normal. Like for a lot of other people, like they just do it kind of automatically. I have to do it manually. I have to do all these things manually, to really like think about it manually and everything. And it's exhausting. I'm so tired. Like I've been up for like 2 hours and I'm already fucking exhausted. But another thing, for example, I take a shower when I get up, just to have done something, because I think that's the thing. And also, like, making these videos also helps, because then I do a small thing, and then I can start accumulating on that every day to build new habits and everything. Like, as soon as there's as long as there's a certain movement, I'm able to kind of continue accumulate on that. And because the moment that the moment the movement stops, it's over again. Like, it's very. So this morning I was like, okay, so because I just felt like, I woke up and I just felt like, wow, this, because also yesterday was a bit like that also. I just felt like, damn, like today is not gonna be a like productive day if I don't do anything. Like, I have to start something, otherwise I'm just gonna feel fucking terrible the whole day. And so I woke up and I was like, I'm gonna take a shower. Like, I'm gonna just go and take a shower immediately, and I'm just gonna go and do it. And then I went into the shower, and I didn't have my what's it called, like my towel in the shower. because it was in my room, because I usually go from the shower to the room and I just leave it, and then the next time I bring it back. And so because that's what works for me. And so the what's it called, the towel wasn't there, and I was like, oh my god, I have to go to back to get the towel. But I know myself, and I know that if I would have gone back to get the towel, I would never get back to the shower. Like, I would get stuck with something else. I would like lay down, maybe I would, start eating, but then I don't want to eat if I haven't taken a shower, because that doesn't feel right. And so I was just like, so I was standing in the bathroom. I was just like, I'm just gonna take the shower without a towel, because it's not gonna work if I don't. Like, it's not gonna work. And so that's what I did. Like, that was something that I had to do in the moment to not, flat out the momentum. And guess what? It was fine. It was completely fine. I took my shower, and then yes, I was fucking wet, but I went back to my room to dry myself off there, and then everything was, good. And so it's like stuff like that. And what I'm mentioning that because usually I would probably have gone back to the room to grab the towel, and then I would not have made it to the shower. And so that was one thing, like, I had to be kind of what's it called, uppmärksam, like vigilant, or like I had to put a lot of attention to that pattern in myself to be able to be continuing the movement forward. And yeah, but after that, I wanted to sort out, I've been wanting to sort out like one of the those things, like the where I have my clothes. I just did that. I don't even know how, like, I don't know. I think I was supposed to, but it got made, and I was like, oh nice, now that's made. And now I have to drink water. I'm like looking at my water bottle. I don't know. I have to drink water, and then I'm gonna do this. I don't know. It's just like small things that really. Also, like, one thing that I'm a little bit, I'm not like embarrassed about it really, because it is what works for me. It's like clothes, they don't get folded here, because they don't, because they don't, they have their place, so it doesn't matter. And like, I have a drawer for things that I've worn like once, and then I have my cupboards, like the things there for the things that are fresh. And so if I worn it, my things once, like the things, because usually before I would like leave them out so that I wouldn't mix my completely freshly washed clothes with the clothes that have been worn. But now I have like a designated drawer for those things that's also not like blended with these things that are like clean. And this is what I did, like, by the way, I hung everything up, and this too. That's also one thing that I did that like is making everything easier for me, because since I don't fold, I like built, like, I put these things up instead. So basically all my clothes, like even the most basic as t-shirt, have a hanger, because it's so much easier to just put it in. And then when it comes to like, I have a drawer which is all of my exercising stuff. The next drawer is just all sleep stuff. That's stuff that don't have to be folded, so those things can just fucking go into the, and one is like underwear and socks. Those things don't need to be folded, but everything that needs to be folded or should be folded simply have hangers. I need more hangers, but it's made life so much easier as well, because otherwise, like, before I just used to, like, as long as I didn't see it out, it was fine, like it was just messy. But now it's way better, because before it was basically these are like clothes that I'm like here, it was just, everything was just like this. Just, well, this is good, but you know, down there, all those things are like things that I'm supposed to like throw away or donate. But all my clothes used to be like that. It was terrible. Another thing that I started to like make my life a bit better was that I started to eat breakfast. But it wasn't like, well, yeah, I wanted to start to eat breakfast to put in another like routine, or another habit that I could like about on top of like Duolingo and what else, making my bed. I also wanted to start eating breakfast, and so that's also something that I started to do. And so I eat breakfast like a lot, or like not a lot, but every day I eat breakfast now. But then I started thinking about like, okay, so what is one thing? I also open the windows a lot because I notice I also have asthma, which like I don't know if I believe I do, but I do, but I don't think I believe in it. I don't know. Like I know I do, but I don't know. Whatever. So I just need good ventilation also, because that's a big part in like brain function. So, having oxygen up here. But another part for brain function was also, I started thinking like, okay, so what can I do? Like if I don't have any meds, what can I do to like keep my brain from fucking exploding? One of those things was eat breakfast, get your energy in, like get something, energy into your day, to your brain every day, right? So I started eating breakfast, and then I was like, okay, but what else can I do? Like, because I want to be healthier, and I know that I don't eat that healthy. Like I don't eat unhealthy. It's just like I don't really have the best habits around food in general. Like I don't think that I get my nutrition in, and I don't even think I get my macros in. And one of those things like protein, I know I don't get enough protein. So I was like, okay, what should I do? Because and like and what's called like starting creating a whole routine like around food is never gonna work, because as some of you know, I guess, I have an eating disorder. I used to have, like, I'm still kind of recovering. Like having eating disorder is so weird because you kind of have them the rest of your life, not really, but if you're not 100% safe when it comes to that, you're never really 100%, at least it's not me. And that's also like the story for a lot of people. Like it's always kind of gonna be in the back of your mind, especially if it was like as bad as it was for me, right? Like it's I don't think that I will ever be like 100,000% okay. I'll be like 99%. Like I'm not there yet, but like I'm not sick by any means, but I also have to, be on top of that as well. And so I just knew that creating a whole new routine or like around that is never gonna work. Not because I'm gonna start obsessing over it, and then I'm gonna fall into the bad, distorted habits again, and I'm gonna get sick. And so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do that. But I do need to get in more protein. So what can I do? And I was like, oh, but I guess I'm just gonna buy some protein powder then, like, because I have to get in protein. But I don't want to be thinking about how much protein is in a fucking chicken wing, or like, I don't want to be started to thinking like that. I just want some protein in, and that's it. Just a little bit more than what I have now, and I'm good. At least that's a start. And so that's what I did. I ordered protein powder, and I eat it with my breakfast, because then I know that I will eat it, because I already made the breakfast habit a habit. And so that's something else that I've been doing, and I feel better. Like I've done that for maybe like 3 weeks now or something, and I feel better. Like I don't know if it's like, I think it is like on a real level, but also just mentally. Like, I just know that I'm doing a little, like a teeny tiny thing for myself, for my body, that's not tied to the calories or anything like that. I have no idea. Like, well, I have a bit of a, I'm not gonna lie, because obviously when I was researching it, I had to look into the everything, the nutrients and everything. And so I have an idea of how much it is, but thank God I actually don't know exactly what the calories are, and I'm so thankful for that. I just know that I'm getting some extra protein, and it feels really good to like having. See, now I'm like starting to think about it. No, I'm not gonna think about it, but it feels really good to like do that for myself, like knowing that I get in some extra protein for me and for my body and for my muscles and for my brain function and for my joints and everything. And it isn't about calories for the first time in my life, almost, because usually when I've been trying to, get healthier, it's been like a whole thing. Like, I want to get stronger, I want to start going to the gym, I want to be more active, I want to drink more water, I want to get leaner or get stronger. I also want to eat more like, it's been everything. And that quickly just throws me into it. Like, every time I've done like maybe 7 times these last like 5 years, 6 years, and every time I fell into my eating disorder again. Like, I had a relapse every fucking time, and it's really hard. It's really, really hard. And yeah. But now, that was another habit that I started that's like helped. It's just getting in enough protein, or like getting a bit more nutrients into my body in a very like easy way, without it having to be a big deal. Another thing that I started doing was because like I want to get strong. Like, I want to go to the gym more. I do it now, but like I wanted to do that as well, but I wanted to make it fun, because I don't think it's fun at all. I have my dance, thank God. That's another habit that I did. Like, every Monday I dance, which also is like, okay, well, I have this thing that's for me, and I have it every week, and it's also something that accumulates like on this routine thing. And also it's like I can see myself getting better at something. Like, it's also like for myself, självkänsla, what's called self, love or whatever. And so also with that, I was like, I also want to get stronger. I want to start going to the gym, right? Because I have so many pains in my body. Like, my body is very weak. I'm strong. Like, I'm also physically strong, but my body is weak, which is so fucking weird. Like, yesterday I did like a, I don't know how to explain it. I have a lot of power in my body, right? But I'm physically weak. Like, my muscles are kind of weak, but my agility and like power is strong, right? So I want to get stronger muscles, because that's why I have pains every fucking way. And so another thing with that was like, okay, but how can I improve on that, Well, why can I do something there? And I had seen like a lot of posts online about creatine, right? And creatine has become like a trend. It's always been a thing, but it's really become a trend like these last, I don't know, fucking 2 years maybe. And I never wanted to take it, because it, like, in the media, or like how it's being pushed, is for aesthetic reasons. Like, some people, some influencers or creators push it as a performance, what's it called, like, as like it would help you in general, like with high end performance in all types of movements, but especially like explosive one, like if you're a sprinter, or if you're using like a lot of I guess like explosive power, because that's what creatine does, right? It helps the muscles to respond to what's it called, like stimuli, and it helps it build. And but that's not the main points that were pushed for using creatine. The main points was like it will help you grow muscles faster, which is true, but like but it was like pushed for aesthetic reasons, like, oh, if you want bigger glutes, take creatine because that's gonna help you muscles grow bigger faster. But then it was never about the strength, like it was never about, that thing was, it was only like aesthetic, even for men, like, oh, if you want to get a big chest or big arms or big back or whatever the fuck, use creatine because it's gonna get you where you want to see your results faster. But all those things were just aesthetic, and so I never bought into it because I knew that if I start taking creatine with this intention in the back of my head, I'm gonna fall into my eating disorder again. Like it's you have to be this vigilant when it comes to fucking eating disorders. It's terrible. But then I started seeing like a lot of more research, like about how it can improve brain function, because it not like it is essentially, it stimulates the brain, like that's, it has like physical, what's it called, physical, like on your muscles, it stimulates a muscle growth, but it also stimulates brain function. And so there's been research that shows that it can help with like brain fog or stuff like that, or it at least like, what's it called, like I haven't read enough about it to like know exactly what it is, but that's basically it. And there's also been some studies that hints at or kind of shows that there hasn't been enough studies, but like scientists that studies creatine and its påverkan, like how it affects the brain, has been like it can help with brain fog, it can help with cognitive function. That's where I wanted to go. It stimulates healthy and cognitive function in general. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. And so I was like, that is something that I really need. Like I really need some cognitive function, I could really benefit from that. And so I started thinking about maybe I should get creatine to just for that reason only, for it to stimulate my cognitive function, because maybe if I'm able to think more clear, I'm able to make a bit clearer decisions, or just to be a bit more creative in my life and not be so passive. And then on top of that, I saw some research hinting that it can help with easing depressive symptoms, because a lot of the times when a person is depressed, it's because their brain is stuck in a rut, like their cognitive function isn't functioning the way it should. It's not only about serotonin and these things like dopamine and that part of the brain, which is also, if you have depression, your brain doesn't, like, it's not able to make serotonin. That's why people take the medications, essentially artificial serotonin, so that the levels are correct in the brain. But even if because creatine doesn't have anything to do with serotonin at all, but even so, having stimulated cognitive function can still make you able, like it can still improve, like in this in the research shown that it's a possibility. The research isn't enough to like by definition like say that creatine can help ease depressive symptoms, but the research can say that it may help some people when it comes to depressive symptoms regarding cognitive function. And so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna start taking creatine. And that's also something that I've done. And it's also like a routine. And I don't know if it's working, but I think it may. I think all of these things together has helped me to be happier in general, and just have like a bit of a more stable life, even though I still have to, think a lot and do a lot, and be on top of my game all the time. um, at the end of the day, it's easier with all these things. And right now, I don't feel like I should implement more things. I have my routine going, I go to the gym sometime a week. I have my dance, sometime a week. I have my job that I'm going broke. That's the problem. I actually am. It's not great, but I have a good routine and it works for me. It's not too much, it is not too little. It's kind of perfect. I got time to meet my friends. I only work 2 evenings a week. Uh, but I also kind of just see that as a excuse to get out of the house. Like all of these are just the routine. All in all, is perfect for me. Like it's absolutely perfect right now. I have a lot of alone time and just time for myself. I have time to cook. I have time for my friends. I have time for my body. Like when it comes to like health, like to do that. I have time for my joy. With what's it called, the dance salsa. I have time for rest, and I have time to do stuff. I also like have free time on top of all that time. That a lot of that time is just passive time regardless, but I also have free time where I can do kind of whatever. For example, today I was thinking maybe I want to go to a museum. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I might, because I have free time. And it's the routine is really, really good for me right now. I really can feel it. The only problem is I don't earn enough money to be able to keep up with this routine. So I'm looking for jobs very reluctantly. I haven't gotten any replies yet, but hopefully I will. And if I don't, I'm looking to rent out my apartment again to get some passive income, and I'm thinking of traveling instead. Travel for a couple of months. Be staying with my mom for a month. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm probably gonna rent out my apartment because I need the money. Like I don't have the money to keep living here, so I have to rent it out. Um, but yeah, sadly though, I because the times that I've done it before, I've always had like money in the bank still to be able to like move back and not have a job for like 1 month, maybe even 2 months before I got into school again, so that I could get an income, or before I found a job again so that I had an income. But this is probably the last time I'm gonna be able to do it, which is kind of like a little bit stressing me out. It's not, but it's something that I'm really thinking about, because like either I find a job that I enjoy, or I simply just keep renting out my apartment. I could do that for like a long time, like stay with my parents, but I don't think I want to do that. It's kind of weird, but I'm really realizing how like that is such a big blessing. Like I kind of don't have to work. Like I could always live off just renting my apartment out and staying with my parents, and then wait, or like have patience in searching for a job that I enjoy, because that's the thing. That's also one thing about ADHD, like, or ADD. Like if I don't enjoy it, I'm not gonna show up. Like I'm not gonna be able to keep that job for a long time, because I need that constant stimuli to be able to keep a routine. And so hopefully I will find a job that I really enjoy, because I want to work. Like I really do. I really want to work. I want to earn my own money. I want to feel that. Like I want that feeling, that completion. Because now I hate the feeling that, because if somebody asks me what I do right now, I just say I don't really do nothing. And that's like, I know what I mean by that, right? And I'm okay with that. I'm blessed to not really having to do a lot. But in social settings, I hate the feeling or like the reaction I get. And so I want to have a job to earn more money because I'm still like living at my limits, you know. I don't have that much to spend, and I want to be able to spend. I don't want to think about money. Like, I don't want to think about, oh, should I go out and eat today with my friends or no. Like, I want I want it to always be a yes. Like, if one of my friends like, oh, hey, Soul, do you want to do this? I want it to always be a yes. And so stuff like that, you know. But anyways, this was that. I guess. Okay. Bye.